I start my predictions with Burnley to finish 20th this season. The loss of James Trafford to City is massive. For a team that based themselves on keeping clean sheets, to lose such a key player is going to be a problem for them. Scott Parker's side last year in the Championship was defensively impressive. However, the step up in quality to the Premier League will leave them exposed and the clean sheets will not be there this season. I think they lack any real proven Premier League goal scorer, and that will be the main reason we see them finish 20th. Next, I have West Ham crashing down to 19th in the league. I think Graham Potter could be an early victim this season in the sack race, and the lack of stability and no real investment around West Ham will be their undoing. The team lacks any real pace throughout the starting lineup, Wan-Bissaka excluded, and outside of Jared Bowen and maybe Callum Wilson, I don't see many goals in this team. This is why I have them in the relegation fight and finishing 19th. In 18th, I have Brentford. I think they have suffered from a devastating offseason, with the loss of Thomas Frank, Mbeumo, Norgard, and expecting to still lose Wissa before the window closes. I don't see how Brentford survive this season. Keith Andrews has a massive job on his hands, but I think this could be a troublesome season for Brentford. I think the loss of key players, combined with a new manager, is the reason why we say goodbye to Brentford this season, who finish in 18th. In 17th, I have Everton. I think they are going to struggle this year. They have leaked goals consistently for years now, and still lack a real Premier League striker. The signing of Jack Grealish is going to be a flop. I hope I am wrong, but I think the passion has gone for Jack. I don't see that coming back at Everton. I think the only reason I have them staying up is David Moyes. He has a proven track record of keeping teams safe, but it's going to be close with Everton finishing in 17th. In 16th, I have Sunderland, another of the promoted teams, but I have Sunderland safe in 16th. I think recruitment has been smart, bringing in experienced and physical players. I think this will be enough to keep Sunderland in the league. I have some concerns over squad depth, and this is why I still have them in a relegation battle, but surviving in 16th place. In 15th, Leeds United will show why they deserved the promotion last season and will finish top of the promoted teams. Good recruitment with the likes of Jack Harrison, Calvert-Lewin, and Longstaff, all proven Premier League quality players, will help make sure Leeds have a successful campaign. Daniel Farke will keep Leeds motivated and tactically sensible and secure a very respectful 15th place. In 14th, I have Wolves. I don't see the same level of quality in this Wolves team, with Cunha and Ait-Nouri both leaving over the summer. I think they still have enough in the squad and will be able to stay clear of the relegation battle. But I don't see a European push this season for Wolves. It could be a season of transition for Victor Pereira, with a rebuild of the squad coming next year. I have Wolves holding firm in 14th place. In 13th, I have Fulham, who have been quiet in the transfer market over the summer. They have not brought in any real first-team players, but they also have not lost any players. This stability could be a positive. However, no signings means no improvements, and I don't see the current squad as European contenders, so a safe mid-table finish seems the sensible prediction here. They have quality, but an injury or two could really ruin their season, and I am expecting a close table this year, so any drop points could be critical. But that said, 13th place is my prediction for Marco Silva's Fulham. In 12th, I see Brighton. A mid-table season, safe but no fireworks. The club has a great recruitment system, and I want to believe it will continue to work and find gems from obscure locations. The new centre-forward Stefanos Tsimas is young and has been brought in to replace Pedro, who left for Chelsea. Will need to adjust to the Premier League quickly. Goals are my only concern for Brighton this year. Maxim de Kuyper looks like a solid replacement for Estupinan, who left for AC Milan over the summer. They still have a good Premier League squad and a good manager in Fabian Herzler. In 12th place is a respectable position. In 11th, I have Bournemouth. After a great season last year, they did start to fade towards the end of the year. They have lost some key players in Zabani, Huijsen, and Kerkez, but keeping hold of Semenyo is a great piece of business and key to them holding the mid-table position they deserve. Andoni Iraola will need to be smart with some key players missing for the start of the season, but I see Bournemouth holding strong and finishing in 11th place. In 10th, I have Crystal Palace. Oliver Glasner's side have proven they are no pushovers, with a solid win the Charity Shield over Liverpool. They have not done too much in the transfer market yet, but do look set to lose east to Tottenham, which will be a huge player to lose. Matt Eto'o will continue to grow and will be good enough to keep Palace fighting for the European Conference Cup, but they will fall just short and finish in 10th place. In 9th, I have Nottingham Forest. I think the workload of European football will stretch the squad and their league form will suffer because of it. I also think the loss of Elanga will hurt Forest. He was critical to the counter-attacking football that gave them the success last season. If the team doesn't start well, will the ownership give Nuno Espirito Santo the time to make adjustments? There's already some history between these two, and it could be part of the reason for the drop in league form and the 9th place finish this season. In 8th, I have Aston Villa. Although I think Unai Emery is one of the best managers in the league, I think the lack of recruitment and the push in European football is going to stretch the team too far. I think this year could be a tough year for Villa, and if key players such as Martinez, Konza, Rodgers, or Watkins have poor seasons, we could see them drop even lower in the league. They need to stay injury-free and balance the Premier League in Europe to put up a fight for the European places, but I think they will fall just short and finish 8th. In 7th, I have Newcastle. I think Newcastle have recruited well, but the whole Isaac situation has left a bad taste in my mouth, and I fear it could unsettle the team. The sooner that is sorted out, the better. I think the purchase of Anthony Elanga is great business. He will continue to shine and be pivotal for Newcastle this season. Eddie Howe has continually got more out than Newcastle players than expected, and I think that will continue this year. I think they could be competitive in all fronts, and this is what will ultimately cost them in the league and leave them in 7th place. In 6th, I have Tottenham. I think Thomas Frank will bring a defensive stability that was missing in the gung-ho attacking football that was played last year. I think the addition of Kudus is important with the lose of the legend's son. This season could be a breakout season for players such as Pape Sarr and Archie Gray in the midfield. I also think a new manager is going to be good news for Richarlison, who has struggled to find time under previous bosses. Assuming Frank can tactically shore up the back line, Tottenham will finish back in the top 6, in 6th place. In 5th, I have Manchester United. I think this year we see the team start to mold and click. Ruben Amorim has had some time to work with the players and had brought in some quality Premier League experience players in Cunha and Bumo. I still have doubts over Sesko, but time will tell. I think the lack of European football is going to be important for United this season and will help them improve and focus on the Premier League. This is why a top 6 finish is predicted with 5th place. In 4th, I have Chelsea. I think they have a strong squad with huge depth. I do wonder if that could hurt them as much as it helps them. But with the club playing in Europe, depth is important. I would expect Chelsea to go deep into all the cups this season, and the depth will be the reason behind that. I think they are still a step or two behind the top 3, but they are the best of the rest. Palmer, Estevao, Pedro, all top players and will cause any team problems. They will help Chelsea achieve a top 4 finish in 4th place. In 3rd, I have Arsenal. I think they have a strong team, but they are lacking the world-class striker, and new boy Victor Gyökeres is not proven in the Premier League. I think the quality jump could be an issue for him. The signing of Noni Madueke is interesting, but with Saka holding that position is a question of if he will start enough games to have an impact. The positive is Arsenal have not lost any big names in the summer and remain strong defensively. Hopefully top 4 is enough for Arteta, as I think a 3rd place finish is the best they can get this year. In 2nd, I have Liverpool. I think they are going to score a lot of goals this season. The addition of Hugo Ekitike and Wirtz are great to the team. They will bring goals and assists. I think this will be a breakout year for Cody Gakpo as well. The only reason I have them falling down to 2nd this season is the defensive line. I think they are vulnerable to pace, with gaps appearing behind the fullbacks at times. Konate is not as comfortable when players running at him as Van Dijk, who might have lost a step as he is aging into his mid-30s. That said, I think they are strong enough to outscore most teams in the world, and it will be a close run race, with them falling just short in 2nd place. In 1st, and winning the Premier League, I have Manchester City. I think Pep Guardiola will bounce back from a disappointing season with a massive statement season. New signing like Ait-Nouri and Tijani Reinders will be big players, and I think this season we see Erling Haaland destroy teams with the service from the players around him. City have good depth in most positions, and the addition of James Trafford, who I think could replace Ederson in goal this season, is a great choice of keeper to take over from the Brazilian. I have City being strong this year in the Premier League and winning the title, finishing in first place. Do you agree with my Premier League predictions? Who do you think will be relegated? Who will finish in the top four? Will any of the promoted teams survive their first season back in the top flight? Share your predictions with me in the comments below.